Hey guys, I want to ask y'all a serious question. Hold on one second. So to keep it real simple, the same thing my dad used to do to me. Now, I mean, well, it's not the same thing at all, but it reminds me or makes me feel like I'm doing the same thing. Now, I just realized this. More, basically, the sicker I've gotten, the more worse my patience level has went down, or the less patience I've had, and the worse that my pain and the stress, mainly the pain in my head, which it's not even pain. It's like torturous. It's like the only thing I can say, man, is there's somebody that's in hell right now that's feeling the pain that I'm feeling, and I feel it 24/7. And I'm not even joking. Now, granted, the caveat being that stuff in hell is like amplified, obviously, but that's not really maybe the most reasonable comparison. But that's the only way I can make you understand. Because whenever you say, "Oh, something hurts" or "it's pain," well, nerve pain and hitting your foot, like on this right here or something, it's not the same thing. And if you hit your foot, the further away from your body something is, it'll hurt for a shorter period of time. The closer your head something is, the more it hurts more quickly. That's why migraines are so bad. But even the worst migraine doesn't compare to the trigeminal neuralgia, because a migraine is like in your head, but it's not nerve. Like if you hold this right here, tell somebody to press down on your wrist right here, that pressure point, you'll want them to instantly stop. Well, just imagine if you had that pressed down all the time. So imagine that pressed down all the time, and then you got like 1,000 pickaxes going in your nerve all the time. Okay, understand that. It's the best I can describe it. And so then it hurts to talk. That's talking is the most painful thing to do. Uh, Talking, kissing, clenching, chewing, swallowing, spitting, anything. Because you have a trigeminal nerve here and here, and it affects the function and everything, sensation, the movement, everything. So even like the fan blowing could irritate it, like literally. And then the funny thing, ironically, one of the worst pains that happens is their tail hitting, because it's like it's so light, but it's so heavy at the same time. Hey, baby girl, you've been going up on top of the fridge a lot. You going back up there? You gonna do everything? Okay. Look how pretty you are. It's a pretty girl. Yeah. And Harley doesn't get yelled at because she's never doing nothing. But the thing is when I have to tell Joker to stop doing something, he'll stop doing it, and then he'll go and do something else, and then he'll go and do something else, and then he'll go and do something else. And if you watch my stream, if you watch this shit on real time, you'll see I'm not bullshitting you. And so it's not that I'm yelling at him. I'm just having to hurt my nerve to keep telling him to stop doing something, and he did, but then he goes and does something else. Because look at him now, see? He's totally fine. He's totally fine. But what I'm trying to explain to y'all is he knows better. The more time you spend with your animals, the more that they're going to understand what you're saying. But the pain aside, that's just for context. But the more surgeries, I've had 6 brain surgeries in 8 years. The more surgeries I've had, the more the financial stress, working and not working. A lot of people that come on here and just say stupid shit forget that I worked my whole life. And again, I was on my way to work one day and almost died in a wreck. What, is that my fault? Was I driving the other fucking car? Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all are retarded. People that say stupid shit are just stupid, man. Just let them be stupid. That ain't the most Christian thing to be saying. That's how I feel, and I say how I feel. So, if you want to blame somebody for almost dying in a wreck, then you are really an asshole. Like, straight up. There ain't no other way to put it. You're just not a good person. You know? It's like saying, oh, the granny or grandpa shouldn't have fell out of their walker. Maybe they shouldn't be. Maybe they shouldn't have got so old. Like, what? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all need to find a wife or a life or something, man. Find a wife or a life, or a wife and a life. Do something. Please do something. Shit, I get on my damn nerves. We got a bunch of fucking internet gangsters out here, but y'all ain't even been through shit. Y'all haven't been tested in the fire. Y'all ain't been through the fire yet. You can't even handle the little heat. So how you gonna stand the fire if you ain't been through the heat? Which all I'm saying is I'm not talking about hell. I'm just saying that you haven't been tested in life. And because you can get humble or be humble, but trust me, homie, once you're humbled, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah. And that's when you start, being nicer to people. Because when the shit happens to you, you're like, oh, dang, this really sucks. Like, yeah, that's what we're trying to tell you. We're trying to tell you something, but you ain't listening. You're just being an asshole on the internet. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. It's not even really annoying. It's just that other people don't have the constitution that I have, and there's negative comments that people say about somebody that they're trying to get help with something, and then they end up not being here, or they end up admitted, or something bad happens. And in actuality, it's somebody that doesn't even know the person. Now, granted, see, people try to make it like, oh, well, you're putting stuff on the internet so people know. Yeah, well, if you walk outside, and if I have a Buick, and I do, one day, and the next day I have a Ferrari, everybody's going to see the shit. It doesn't matter if it's the internet or if it's outside. The public's the public. Unless you're Patrick and you live under a rock, people are going to know stuff about you anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's the internet. I mean, unless you are a recluse or a hermit or something, or have the ability to work from home and you never go out, and if you order everything and have very minimal contact, to little to no contact outside, like the mail lady and the landlord, okay, you're an exception. But the rule is that people. Well, I got underwears in my hands. People are gonna know. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. The trolls are everywhere, y'all. They're everywhere. But that's all they got. All trolls got. All y'all got is the ability to troll. Y'all ain't got shit. You ain't doing shit. You ain't about shit. And you probably ain't gonna be shit with the troll mentality. Which basically, troll just means you're always negative. And negativity goes nowhere. Misery loves company. Y'all can have a whole troll company party. I'm not saying like in hell or nothing. I'm just saying like I don't associate with y'all. So, because I'm not that person. So, I kind of got off track here on a tangent. But the reason, it'll be in the title, but I just want to ask, because I have APTSD, hypervigilance, and the bipolar, and the ADHD. I have OCD, and all these other things. And my short-term memory is horrific. And so part of it is when I'm focusing on something, like if I'm trying to say, like a lot of times you hear me say, I need to say something before I forget. That's because I will forget. You know what I mean? And if I forget it, I probably won't ever be able to remember it. And it might have been something important. And so say I'm trying to say something to somebody, and then Joker like goes and like beats on Harley, and I get distracted, and then now I can't remember. And then I'm gonna have like obsessive thoughts about it and be upset. And I'm not saying I'm blaming it on him. I'm just saying that because he's being like a Looney Tune. Now say it's like the third time. Like yesterday, he beat on her 4 times. He got put in the room twice. And every time I told him to stop, he stopped, and then he went right back. And she wasn't. And she don't be doing nothing. You know, she'd be on the ottoman up there sleeping, or laying down, and he'll come up and start beating on her. You see what I mean? But I just want to ask for people that have, I guess mood swings would be okay too. Like mood swings or bipolar or um, hypervigilance. And the hypervigilance things is a like sudden movements and like that really that right there would trigger a response by itself. Usually ending with cuss words or like don't ever walk up behind me because I'll probably knock you the fuck out. And I'm not a violent person or nothing. It's just that it's a reaction. It's like a protect like self preservation thing because it's like anybody that's been in jail or in prison, usually prison, they'll tell you that like don't ever walk up behind me. Like just or some people you just look at them and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna like go and tap them on the shoulder, you know. But that's why that's what hypervigilance usually comes from like getting like beat up or something like badly and randomly and consistently, usually systematically over the years. But I just want to ask y'all if y'all have any of those things, how you either how you can try to do more better with being more like less impatient with your animals or your kids or your partner, whatever, or even yourself. Maybe give me some tips. Cause I'm not talking about the zoomies, y'all. I'm talking about like he'll go up here, try to get to this cord. That's why this is up here. So I put that there, and then he wants to like go over here and try to walk over this, and he never does this, right? But it's like after he goes to this cord, he's like, oh well, I'm gonna walk across this $3,000 computer that I had to save to get like over the years, so that I could start doing other stuff for my growing my stuff and all that. Now this is when I was working at Spectrum, so this. I'm not talking about like GoFundMe or nothing. I'm talking about when I was working. All this shit you see, this all I paid for all my shit. Just so y'all know, you stupid ass trolls, I paid for all my shit. Okay, when I was working. Hey, this ain't GoFundMe. This ain't no donation. This ain't begging. You know what begging is? I'm gonna show y'all what begging is. Oh, please help me. Oh, that's begging. That's begging. You know? Most of y'all that leave stupid ass comments ain't never really been sick before. Because if your mom had cancer, like my mom had cancer, stage 4 colon cancer. Somebody say something about my mom in the comments. Say some stupid shit. I don't give a fuck, but just say it to see if there's anybody out there that heartless that you would really fucking make fun of somebody and ridicule somebody because they have cancer. Just go on and say it. So that everybody else on the comments will know not to fuck with you. Right? But then I'm like, oh, okay, they're probably 10 years old. Automatically, you say some stupid shit like that, you're 10 years old. You could be 100, you're 10 years old. You could be 100 years old stuck in a 10-year-old mindset. It's sad. I feel bad for you. I really do. Because you ain't learned nothing. My uncle-in-law, Muhammad Ali, said a 60-year-old man that thinks the same way when he was 30 is a man that wasted half his life. And it's mostly men. Women ain't that stupid. Women are not stupid. Women are very smart. And I don't mean stupid like an insult. I mean stupid as in like just not even thinking at all. Like just walking around, breathing random air, speaking random words, leaving random comments. That is stupid. That's stupid. Like stupid, what I mean is you're doing something impulsively without thinking and you don't even know why you're doing it. But on top of that, you're insulting or putting down or hurting somebody else unnecessarily when it ain't got shit to do with you. If I make a video about my cats, if I make a video about tuxedo cats, and I'm like, leave your comments about your tuxedo cats, leave your stories, and then you're like, well, let me tell you about my orange cat. Who the fuck asked you about an orange cat? This ain't about that. Can you not read the title? Clearly you can read because you can fucking type. You can speak English, so I'm pretty sure you can read, but, you know, if you want to talk about orange cats, then go to my video about my orange cats, about Harley Quinn. But this is about tuxedos. You see what I'm saying? Just stupid. What's wrong with y'all? I just operate in too much common sense, and I just, Lord, my gosh, Lord, forgive me for cussing. I mean, I'm on my nigga like bipolar. Oh shit, dang. Joker's been pacing. He wants his food. The food's on the way. It said it was going to come like the 18th or the 20th, but it's on the way, so he's all right for right now. He's stressing me out. But, but then the reason I said that about my mom is that, well, guess what? You would be surprised. See, most people ain't really seen nothing for real. Like cartel stuff or whatever, which don't do that. All I'm saying is that there's plenty of people that are sadists out there, and that's exactly what that is. A sadist is like Pinhead or Hellraiser, like people that love to see other people suffer or inflict suffering. Not like a serial person necessarily, but that mentality. They have that kind of dark heart of the dark arts, so to speak. And like one video I saw, well, I can't really describe what it was, but let's just say that a fire was involved, and somebody left a comment that said, I wish the fire lasted longer. Okay? The reason I'm telling you that is because when someone says some really heinous stuff or really like derogatory, demonic devil stuff towards somebody that's really sick, that no fault of their own, you know why. Because that's a person that could easily be on that path. So, I just want to put that out there, man. You know, don't worry about what somebody else says at the end of the day. And it's funny because I've only had one person all last year, like on World of Warcraft, that they actually got on Discord with me, and they were insulting me. And they're like, "Man, you're trash, this and that." And then at the end of it, he's like, "Oh no, man, you're not trash. I was just making a point." I said, I already know what you're talking about, but yeah, I appreciate it. That's how real men have a discussion. Agree to disagree, agree or disagree, and that's it. I'm my own man, you're your own man. We ain't got to agree, but what we do need to do is communicate and not insult each other and not do violence. Use your words, man.